I tried to warn you about Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets. I tried. Remember that first camp? Remember Hard Knocks? Remember all those Jets saying, we got the GOAT. I heard it again and again on Hard Knocks. We're now playing with the GOAT. The what? The GOAT? The guy who made it to one Super Bowl, he did win it, but one Super Bowl 15 years ago is the GOAT? Remember that road wild card run 15 years ago for Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers? They were the road wild card team that barely won against Michael Vick at Philly, and they crushed at Atlanta. They crushed, I give you that. But then at Chicago, man, Aaron Rodgers barely survived the immortal Caleb Haney, as my guy Jay Cutler from Vanderbilt University wound up with a sprained knee pedaling an exercise bike throughout the second half. Aaron Rodgers almost threw a pick six to Brian Urlacher that would have lost the game, and he barely survived and got to the Pittsburgh Steelers. He was the Super Bowl MVP. I'm going to give you all of the above, but that was 15 years ago. Since then, Aaron Rodgers in the postseason, 7-9 in the playoffs. 7-9 in the playoffs since that long ago, far away Super Bowl in a galaxy far, far away. 7-9, and of those 7 wins, I won't bore you with this, but 6 of them were pretty lucky. And of those 9 losses, 6 of those were just complete wipeouts. How about his last 3 years in Green Bay in the postseason? As the 1 seed, he lost to Jimmy Garoppolo at home. As the 1 seed, he lost an NFC Championship game to Tom Brady at home, at Lambeau, frozen tundra. And then the last home game he played as a Green Bay Packer was the last regular season game. Not a playoff game, but it was a playoff for the playoffs game against the Detroit Lions, who hadn't started to roar like the Lions you know right now. What? He lost? He stunk against those Lions at Lambeau? And Green Bay missed the playoffs in his last ever game playing for the Packers? I mean, if you look hard at Aaron Rodgers and his postseason career, he hasn't been Aaron bleeping Rodgers since that road wildcard run 15 years ago. In fact, if you look hard at Aaron Rodgers in the postseason, I know he's got the 4 MVPs. I got that. But in the postseason, in the playoffs, when it really mattered, when it really counted, Aaron Rodgers has been a playoff choker. Go look. Tell me I'm wrong. Go look. Playoff choker Aaron Rodgers. So, to me, not that I'd wish this one on anybody, because this is a horrible injury. It's the worst. But when Aaron tore his Achilles that first year, in the first game, it was like first series, he was actually, in a football way, fortunate that he tore his Achilles, because it actually gave him an extra year of salary and delayed his inevitable getting exposed as just a late career fraud. It delayed getting exposed. I mean, this season, he just looked, to use LeBron's term, washed. Both of them 40 years of age. He just looked washed, as in washed up. Lost his mobility, lost a lot of arm strength, just lost his confidence, because unlike LeBron, unlike Brady when he was 45, Aaron's no workout warrior. In late career Aaron, he had bigger fish to fry. Football was no longer his priority. He'd won his MVPs. He'd won his ring. He wanted to explore other things through the use of ayahuasca down in Peru or wherever he went in South America to experiment with that. He wanted to experiment with other mind-expanding experiences in his life. And that's fine with me, but don't go take the Jets money. Don't go try to convince Jets fans, all of New York City, that you're going to be their savior. The truth is, Aaron Rodgers became the flip side of Jalen Hurts. Aaron Rodgers, in the last 15 years of his career, he just got by strictly on arm talent, way more arm talent than Jalen's ever dreamed of having. And he had some mobility earlier in his career. But Aaron Rodgers had zero leadership intangibles. Jalen has nothing but leadership intangibles. Aaron Rodgers slowly just went down the rabbit hole, went through the mirror that he loved looking into, and became an egomaniacal diva, a blame-deflecting, finger-pointing diva who alienated so many of his teammates, unlike anything Jalen Hurts has ever done. And when Aaron Rodgers started choking in big playoff games, nobody on that team had his back. Aaron Rodgers was just a solo act. And the new Jets regime knew it. And they finally said, no, we're done with Aaron Rodgers, even though it's now going to cost them $49 million in dead cap money. $49 million. Now I would be shocked if any team got desperate enough to give Aaron Rodgers a shot at a shell of himself 40 years of age. Just put in the tape. Just watch how bad it got last year. He's done. Aaron Rodgers was always my Cowboys' worst nightmare. He always saved his best for us. But now, Aaron Rodgers has become the Jets' worst nightmare. One big, rotten apple in the Big Apple. One big, too cool, too smart fraud. No, Aaron, you won't haunt my Cowboys anymore. But you sure haunt the Jets going forward. $49 million dead cap money. I tried to warn you.